When you've been wronged, a practical path to justice, peace, and power. Something real happened. You weren't too sensitive. You didn't misunderstand. A line was crossed, a promise was broken, a truth was twisted, or you were treated in a way that wasn't fair. And now you're living with the aftershock, the anger that keeps reheating, the sadness that sneaks up on you, the mental replay of what you should have said, the temptation to prove your case to people who may never admit it, and the exhausting question, how do I deal with this without letting it ruin me? Here's the honest answer. You deal with it on two levels, the outer level and the inner level. If you only do the outer work, you might get justice and still feel haunted. If you only do the inner work, you might feel calm while your boundaries keep getting violated. Real freedom comes from doing both in a way that restores your dignity. This is a step-by-step plan to help you do exactly that. 1. Start with the double truth. When someone wrongs you, two truths can exist at the same time. 1. What happened was wrong. 2. You still get to choose what happens inside you next. That second truth is not about pretending it didn't hurt. It's about refusing to let the wrong become your permanent address. A valid wrong can create a second injury if you keep reliving it, replaying the scene, drafting imaginary arguments, scanning for proof you're not safe, waiting for an apology to give you permission to breathe. The first injury is what they did, the second is what your nervous system does on repeat afterward. You can't undo the first, you can stop paying for it every day. So let's build a process that honors the truth, protects you, and gives you your life back. 2. Separate the facts from the story your mind keeps telling. This is one of the most stabilizing things you can do because your brain tries to solve pain by thinking more, but thinking more often becomes suffering more. Grab a page and make two columns. Column A, facts. Write what an unbiased camera would capture. She said Aksi in front of the team. He took Eksik without asking. They promised Andik and didn't do it. They blamed me for Katik. Column B, meaning. Write the interpretations that feel true. They never respected me. I'm not safe here. People always do this to me. I'll never get closure. If I don't fix this, it means I'm weak. Both columns matter, but they don't have the same job. Facts. Help you decide actions, boundaries, documentation, and consequences. Meaning reveals what your mind is using to keep you on high alert. This is important because many people try to heal the wrong by winning the argument in their head. But healing usually comes from choosing a new internal ending, one that restores your power while taking grounded external steps. 3. Define what resolution looks like. A lot of pain comes from chasing a vague goal called closure. Let's turn it into something concrete. Resolution can look like one of these. Repair. They acknowledge harm, plus make amends. Restitution. You get what you're owed. Reputation correction. The truth is clarified where it matters. Distance. You reduce access to you. Protection. You stop further harm. Release. You stop carrying the emotional weight. Now choose your top 2 outcomes. Not 10. 2. Example. I want my name cleared with the person who can impact my job. I want emotional release so I'm not thinking about them every day. Or, I want my money back. I want firm distance and zero access going forward. This matters because your mind will try to pursue every outcome at once. That keeps you trapped. Clarity frees you. 4. The 2-lane approach, outer action plus inner authority. Think of this like driving in 2 lanes that support each other. Ekas, lane 1, outer action. This includes stating boundaries, making a request, documenting facts, involving a third party, changing access, protecting your resources. Lane 2, inner authority. This includes calming the body so you can think, stopping repetitive inner arguments, choosing what you mentally rehearse, Rewriting the emotional hook of the event. Adopting the identity of someone who is protected, respected, and steady. Here's the key. Your outer action is stronger when your inner world is not flooded, and your inner work is easier when your outer world is protected. So we'll start with the fastest lever, your body. 5. Regain control of your body first. When you've been wronged, your body often carries it like a threat. Tight chest, clenched jaw, shallow breathing, racing thoughts, urge to text, confront, prove, explain. I can't stand this feeling. You don't need to feel calm to act wisely. You just need enough control to avoid impulsive moves that create new problems. The muscle command. When you notice you're spiraling, say, "My feelings are intense, but my muscles will obey me." Then do one of these tiny actions immediately. Put both feet flat on the ground, lower your shoulders, unclench your jaw, relax your tongue off the roof of your mouth, open your hands, take one slower breath out than in. You are training a crucial skill, the ability to act even while uncomfortable. That one skill changes everything. The discomfort statement. Pick one phrase and repeat it gently. This is uncomfortable, not dangerous. I can stand this feeling. I won't add fear to pain. I can tolerate the wave without obeying it. You're not trying to erase emotion. You're refusing to let emotion drive the car. The 90-second rule. Strong emotion rises, peaks, and falls faster than you think if you don't feed it with stories. Give yourself 90 seconds of slow exhale, relaxed shoulders, feet grounded, no mental debating. After 90 seconds, you may still feel upset, but you'll usually feel more capable. Now you're ready for the next big source of suffering, the replay. 6. Stop feeding the injury with inner replay. When someone wrongs you, your mind tries to protect you by replaying it. Next time I'll say, "How dare they? If only I'd noticed." I need them to admit it. Rehearsal feels like preparation, but often it's just re-injury. Here's a hard truth that can also be freeing. Your mind cannot tell the difference between a real confrontation and a vividly imagined one. So every time you run the scene, your body relives it. You don't have to force yourself to think positive. You just need a new rule. The rule: no uninvited conversations in your head. If you catch yourself arguing with them internally, pause and say, "This conversation is not scheduled." Then redirect to one of these two options. 1, action planning. 2, inner completion. Anything else is mental self-harm. The spot it practice. Instead of drowning in the thought, label it quickly. Revenge rehearsal, proving, seeking an apology, catastrophizing, mind reading, old pattern. Labeling breaks the trance. Then you choose. 7. The rewrite practice. Release the hook without denying what happened. There's a difference between denying reality and changing your relationship to it. You can keep the facts while removing the emotional poison. This practice is best done at night or when you're calm enough to focus for 3 to 5 minutes. Step 1. Replay the scene briefly, just enough to locate the moment that stings the most. The insult, the betrayal, the look on their face, the unfair consequence, the public embarrassment, the lie. Step 2. Change the ending in your mind, not to pretend it happened differently, but to teach your nervous system that you are not trapped there anymore. Choose a revised ending such as, "You speak clearly and calmly and they back down. A witness steps in and supports you. You walk away with dignity while they look small. The truth comes out immediately. You receive restitution. You're protected by policy, authority, or consequence. You realize in the moment who they are and you detach." Step 3. Feel the shift for 10 to 20 seconds. The goal is not fireworks. The goal is a subtle internal click. Relief, dignity, steadiness, safety. I'm not powerless. Do this nightly for a week and you'll often notice fewer intrusive replays, less body tension, More clarity about next steps, less obsession with their admission. You're not erasing the past, you're removing its grip. 8. Build an inner ending that matches the life you want next. After a wrong, people often get stuck in one of two traps. Trap A, I'll be okay when they admit it. Trap B, I'll be okay when I punish them. Both traps hand your power away. Instead, choose a new inner ending that makes you whole now. Ask yourself, if this were fully resolved, how would I think and move through my day? Examples: I'd feel steady when I see their name. I'd stop checking for updates. I'd feel protected and respected. I'd have my time back. I'd trust myself again. Now create a short mental scene that implies resolution. Pick one. You reading a message that confirms restitution. You telling a trusted person it's handled. You looking at your calendar and feeling free. You walking into a room with calm confidence. You receiving recognition or support from someone whose opinion matters. You signing a document that finalizes the outcome. Repeat the scene daily, briefly, with the feeling of done. This is not fantasy, this is mental training. Your brain learns by rehearsal, so rehearse the ending you want, not the injury you hate. 9. Outer action, boundaries, communication, and consequences. Now let's translate your clarity into real-world steps. A. Decide your boundary. A boundary is not a request for someone to be different. A boundary is what you will do if they are the same. Examples: I will only communicate in writing. I will not discuss this without a third party present. I will not loan money again. I will not accept last-minute changes. I will end the call if yelling starts. I will not stay in a relationship where trust is broken. B. Use a clean, short script. When emotions are high, people over-explain. Over-explaining invites debate. Use this structure. 1. Fact. 2. Impact. 3. Boundary/request. 4. Consequence. Examples: when you shared my private information, it damaged trust. I need privacy respected. Going forward, I won't share personal details with you, and I'll end conversations if it happens again. You took credit for my work in the meeting. That affects my reputation. I need you to correct it with the team by Friday. You promised repayment by the 15th and missed it. I need the full amount by Monday. If that doesn't happen, I will pursue other steps. Notice what's missing: insults, diagnoses, long history, emotional dumping. Clean boundaries are powerful because they're hard to twist. C. Don't negotiate your reality. If they deny what happened, you don't have to convince them. You only have to protect yourself. A calm line: you may see it differently. My decision stands. Another: I'm not debating the past. I'm stating what I will do going forward. How 10. When repair doesn't happen, protect yourself without losing yourself. Sometimes the person won't admit it. Sometimes they double down. Sometimes they're committed to being the hero of their own story. In that case, your job is not to extract accountability from someone unwilling. Your job is to reduce harm and increase safety. Practical steps: document facts, limit access, use writing instead of emotional calls, bring in a third party, strengthen support, change environment if necessary. This is not letting them win. This is you choosing sanity. A vital mindset shift: you don't need their permission to be free. You don't need their confession to move forward. You need your own decision. 11. Forgiveness versus reconciliation. People get pressured to forgive in a way that actually means pretend it never happened and let them do it again. That's not wisdom. That's self-abandonment. Let's define terms. Reconciliation goes rebuilding a relationship. Trust as earned consistency over time. Forgiveness as releasing the demand that the past be different so you can stop dragging it into today. Boundaries: protection of your life and nervous system. You can release the emotional grip. Without reopening the door, you can stop carrying poison. Without drinking it again. A good rule: If they deny, mock, repeat, or punish you for boundaries, reconciliation is not the goal. Protection is. 12. The self-endorsement habit. Rebuild your trust in you. A wrong often shakes your self-trust. How did I miss this? Why didn't I speak up? Why did I tolerate it? What's wrong with me? This is where you become your own ally again. Every day, endorse yourself for one thing. Small counts. Examples. I didn't send that text when I was flooded. I documented the facts. I set one boundary. I got support instead of isolating. I chose sleep over spiraling. I interrupted the replay. You're retraining your identity from victim of someone's behavior to protector of my own life. That shift is everything. Chapter 13. A daily routine that makes this stick. Here's a simple routine that blends inner authority with outer action. Morning. Choose your state. Say to yourself, today I move with dignity. Today I protect my peace. Today I respond, I don't react. Then visualize a moment where you feel steady and respected, walking into a room, checking your phone calmly, speaking clearly, feeling free. Midday. Spot and redirect. When the replay starts, 1. That's proving saw rehearsal, revenge. 2. This conversation is not scheduled. 3. One slow exhale. 4. Redirect to, what is my next real step? Or your short resolution scene. Evening. Rewrite plus release. Do the rewrite practice for the most emotionally charged moment. Then end with a tiny done scene, you feeling free, protected, resolved. This routine isn't about denial, it's about training your mind to stop living in the injury. 14. Troubleshooting. But I want them to understand. Of course you do. That's human. But understanding is not always available from the source of harm. So you build understanding in places that nourish you. Trusted friends, mentors, therapy, journaling, spiritual practice. And you choose this inner line. I prefer their understanding, but I don't require it. I keep imagining revenge. That's your nervous system trying to restore balance. Instead of shaming it, redirect it into consequence and closure. Ask, what consequence protects me? What ending restores my dignity? What boundary makes revenge unnecessary? I'm afraid setting boundaries will make it worse. Sometimes it does, especially with people who benefit from your silence. So you scale. Start with written communication, involve witnesses, build support, choose timing when you're regulated, set one boundary at a time. Courage isn't loud, it's consistent. I feel guilty, like I'm being mean. Guilt is common when you stop being convenient. Try this. Boundaries are not punishment, they are protection. What if I still get triggered later? You will, sometimes. That doesn't mean you failed. It means your brain learned a threat response and needs repetition to unlearn it. When triggered, 1. Muscles obey. 2. Uncomfortable, not dangerous. 3. Spot the replay. 4. Rewrite the ending briefly. 5. Take one real step. Progress is measured by how quickly you return to yourself. 15. A guided process you can follow, starting today. If you want a clear plan, do this over the next 7 days. Day 1. Clarify facts and meaning. Write the 2 columns, facts versus meaning. Day 2. Choose your 2 outcomes. What does resolution look like? Day 3. Pick one boundary. Write it in one sentence. Day 4. Draft your clean script. Fact plus impact plus boundary plus. Day 5. Practice the rewrite at night, 3 to 5 minutes. Day 6. Take one outer step. Send the message, document, consult, set distance one step. Day 7. Celebrate self-endorsement. Write 10 lines starting with, I'm proud that I. This builds momentum and restores self-respect. Closing, you don't have to carry what they did. Being wronged can make you feel like your life has been hijacked by someone else's behavior, but you can take it back without pretending it didn't matter and without becoming what hurt you. You can pursue fairness in the world and a peace inside your mind. You can set consequences, and I say release obsession. You can remember what happened and stop reliving it. Your power is not in forcing their conscience to wake up. Your power is in choosing your next state, your next step, and your next standard. You were wronged, and you are still the one who gets to decide what you become after it.